like a pyramid that tell them, yeah.
Tell them.
Let's get ready for them.
Right away.
Aye, aye.
Watch this.
Hey.
Even though them put me through them tests, yeah. They clean the start up on blood in a them chest, yeah. Them no easy in a the west, yeah. I go on Exodus like the great Robert Nesta.
TGM Radio King Line Caribbean Showcase. We back another Monday. Special guest in the house. International known artist via Jamaica. Living in Canada right now. Mr. EXCO LEVI. You heard some of them records we just played just now. We got a lot more to play for you. But we're going to do this interview. Get to know the artist. He's performing tomorrow night in NYC, Left Field. We're going to give you all the details for that. But the man of the hour right now, Mr. EXCO LEVI, introduce yourself.
Blessed love, give thanks and praise for life. I don't know EXCO LEVI is in the building, yeah. Don't know reggae music, positive, upliftment of the people, you know. Give thanks. Thank you very much for having me. So that's it. Yeah man, first. Big up yourself, King Lion.
Big up to Father German in the house.
Father German.
Sniper Movement. That Junesy break this weekend, check that out, don't forget that. But let's get into this interview now. Some of the records that we just touched on just now. The last one we played, what was the name of that record? It's a record that I could see bring a lot of joy to your heart. Your whole face lit up when Sniper, started playing that record. Tell us a little bit about that record from Mr. LEVI.
Well, that record is called Broken Clock, you know, and it's a joy. Sometimes you record some song, you know, and you put it out and you haven't heard it play, you know, nowhere until then. That day when you have an interview like this, you hear someone play it, you know. I mean, as I always said, I remember 5 years ago when I just got to Penthouse Record, Donovan German told me, said, listen, you're going to sing some song where you're not going to hear on your regular radio station, but somewhere out there, someone appreciate that song and love that song. So it's really a joy to hear Broken Clock. It's a love song for the ladies, you know. I mean, I wrote this song around a year and a half ago and I recorded it and put it out. And there you go, you know.
Okay. Despite it not being played on the radio, the record is available on iTunes.
Yes.
So you could go out and purchase that, Amazon as well,
Yes.
or digital distributed platforms.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get into the career now. You're from Jamaica. What part of Jamaica are you originally from?
Well, I was born in Manchester, you know what I mean? A place called Armand's on the outskirts of Mandeville, up in the hills. Yeah.
Hence the title Country Man.
Yes.
We're gonna get into that album in a little bit too. Got a lot of music.
Yes.
Okay, you're from Jamaica now. Did you actually start your music career in the island of Jamaica or when you migrated to Canada?
Well, I would say Jamaica, you know, but professionally, I mean, it started to take shape in Canada. But in Jamaica, we used to record a lot of demos, you know, because we used to have a group named Flipside with me and Cargo and he would name Lingo.
Whoa,
you know?
whoa, whoa.
You know, we used to do a thing and we used to record demos, you know, and you know, we used to do dub plate with sound system and all that. So I would say that the grassroots is set in Jamaica before. But it's only when I reached Canada 10 years ago now, it started taking the shape and form. And you know, hence you get EXCO LEVI.
Okay, I know you're an artist that you're real big on sound system. I got a couple of questions about that for you later on, but the reason I asked this is because in your training as a young artist, did you perform on sound systems in Jamaica?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Nice.
You know, we used to have community sound system, you know, and my dad was a DJ. He used to DJ in a sound system called Super Soul. So my dad is from Clarendon and my mom is from Manchester.
Okay.
And then my dad, when he was 15, he left from Clarendon to Manchester and the sound truck. I met my mom. And I guess the connection made there. And
Beautiful.
so that's what EXCO LEVI come about.
Exactly.
So I give thanks to the sound system. My name Super Soul. I remember the name I know.
After that story, you had to come up and do something, either select or play music,
Yes.
play music, sing, do something.
Yeah, because them say chicken fire fall from black.
Oh, okay. So you started your career, which was at an amateur stage in Jamaica. Then you migrated to Canada.
Yes.
When you migrated to Canada, what did that do for your career at that point in time?
Well, you know, I mean, migrating to Canada, it wasn't easy. I mean, this is my first time. I was a countryman in a big city as Toronto. You know, my first job, I started to record music in Jamaica. Like, we used to have our own like a studio, that is Adobe Audition at the time. There was no Pro Tool, and there was no all these no Logics and all that. It was for cool edit days. We used to have our own recording. So my first job in Canada, I used to work at a studio, dub plate studio, Vicing dub plate, and then I get a job to sing in a band in Canada because I play keyboard too. So I used to lead sing in the band and play keyboard. So everything that started to take shape, you know what I mean?
Multi-talented.
Yeah, so things that start to take shape in Canada.
Let me ask you a question. Since it's the second time since we started this interview, you touched on you recording dub plates. Now, for a young artist who don't have hits on the road, what dub plates were you going and recording at that time?
No, because you see, we are talented, you know, we could just listen to a song, the latest song out there.
And do a cover.
And cover it in a dub plate because we grew up doing that, you know.
Makes
over
sense.
the years. So long before EXCO LEVI, I have songs, songs that people know. I've been voicing dub plate the sound system back in Jamaica because we used to just, as the song come out, we just say, alright, we're that creative, we just flip it in a dub format. Because, you know, we can't deny sound clash, and it's a part of our culture in Jamaica, sound clash, and you know, it's a part of us.
Yes.
So we have to just work with it, and it's always a joy to hear sound compete, you know. I mean, once it's not violent, musically competition, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so now you started your career, you started going into studios recording professionally in Canada.
In Canada.
Now, moving away from Jamaica, it's hard for an artist to get a bus from New York in Jamaica. Canada is even further away.
Yes.
So let's start with some of the tribulations you first faced as an artist coming up in Toronto.
Well, I migrated to Canada around 11 years ago. You know, my first single that I released is titled "Oh Canada, My Home Away from Home," and that is what raised a lot of eyebrows. People's like, who sing this song? Because it was different. I mean, a lot of people who migrated from Jamaica and from the Caribbean who live in Canada, they want to sing a song about Canada because, you know, we love Jamaica, you know, but me as a youth, my song them is reality. Anything me sing about, that means if I come here and do an interview today, I'm out and me get an inspiration to sing a song about this interview. Me now gonna make the interview look like someone on BET. Me gonna make it look like yes, because it's just the truth. Me can't sing live. So when I sang that song, "Oh Canada, My Home Away from Home," basically I was just appreciating my opportunity that I received to live in Canada. You know what I mean? As a youth, go up to Jamaica, that is struggle and all that. So that is what caused people in Canada to say, this youth is, you know?
Something special.
It's something special about this youth. So that spurred me propelled me to the forefront of Canadian reggae music from then to now, because I've won 4 Juno Awards. You know what I mean? Juno Award is at the Grammy in Canada.
Yes.
You know, it's like the 45th. When I won my first Juno Award in 2012, I didn't fully understand how big this thing is. I was like, you know, Juno, but it's when I really start to say it's the 45th annual Juno Award. I'm just 35 years old. And I'm saying the Grammy is just 50 something. So
bigger than
yeah, so it's there for a long time, and for people of different race in Canada, to migrate from a different country and live in Canada, and people can see your work and appreciate it, and can give you the biggest honor in music. And I'm lucky to have won it 4 times consecutively: 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015, and nominated 2016. And also this year I'm inducted in the Brampton Art Walk of Fame.
Okay.
We are receiving a star on the Walk of Fame in Canada, which is great. And all this, I've traveled all over Europe. You know, I toured Busy is a good friend of mine.
No, wait, hold on. We gonna get into all of that. I don't want you to get ahead of yourself.
Okay.
I want to slow you down 1 minute because it's one question I had in the back of my mind since we started. Didn't get a chance to ask it.
Yeah, so Canada really propelled EXCO LEVI. But 5 years ago, I went back to Jamaica and I was introduced to Donovan Jermaine by Richie Stevenson, and that is what I wrote. I mean, when I used to be in Canada, I used to do well in Canada because the diaspora right there. But when I go to Jamaica now, and I record with Pentas Rica, it's more of a global world.
All right. Before we go into that that big meeting with Jermaine, the name EXCO LEVI, where did that name come from? What is the inspiration behind that name?
Alright, EXCO LEVI. When I used to go to school, they used to call me Escobar. because I used to play ball, a lot of soccer, you know. I mean, you know. Then I started to perform on like a school concert. They used to start say EXCO. So when I realized that there's a next artist called EXCO, which is left side of EXCO, I said, alright, I'm known amongst my friends as EXCO. That sounds like a street name. So I said, alright, I'm going to work on the EXCO. I'm going to take out the S and put the X, EXCO. And then I was in Mandeville and this Rasta guy said to me that your songs are very powerful. What month you born? And I said June. And he said, oh, you're Levi, you're high priest. He said, listen, what you do? I want you to add Levi to your name. Your name EXCO Levi from today. So Levi mean high priest, you know what I mean? And EXCO is more of a street vibe, so you don't know.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
Okay. A lot of the early recordings that you did, that I heard, it was ballads. Was that your main focus before you went back to Jamaica and started recording? When you were in Canada, when you first started after Old Canada?
What do you mean ballads? I understand.
Ballads would be not love songs, but that feeling, I would say. I'm saying to be, because after Old Canada, you did a song for Jamaica.
Yeah.
But what was the name of that song?
Sweet Jamaica.
Sweet Jamaica.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. Was that a concerted effort? Was that your style of recording before you went to Jamaica and linked with Penthouse?
You know, I mean, as I told someone a couple of days ago, I see Penthouse record of more of an academy rather than a studio. You know, I mean, academy consists of a studio. Because, you know, when I listen to my old recording that I did in Canada, you know, it's way different now. Okay, I learn new things, and when I went to Penthouse Record 5 years ago, this was the first time I was put into the test by someone who have track record, who put to the world people like Butch Banton, Wayne Wonder, Barry Salmon, you name it. This is Donovan Jeremy. So this was the first time I was actually put into the test where someone said, alright, let's go. So I learned, so my recording has evolved from what used to be in the last 5 years. You understand? The message is the same, you know, because I don't sing no song telling anyone to shoot anyone or discriminating woman, nothing like that. But in what you did have, and that is what make up EXCO Levi sound now. Yeah, man.
Okay, Sniper, where you at? You in the studio? Alright. Before we get into this Penthouse era and the link up with Jermaine Donovan, I want to play one of my favorite records from you. So off the Honey Pot Rhythm.
Sweet.
Sniper sampled it for the listeners earlier, but it's a record entitled Strive.
Yes, man.
Featuring one of my favorite DJs.
Yeah.
Mr. Kabaka Pyramid.
Big old tune.
Big tune.
Run that tune for the listeners and remind them who's sitting in the studio with us right now. In case Entitled Strive, EXCO Levi, featuring Kabaka Pyramid, the Honey Pot Rhythm.
Yeah, man, big tune, you know.
How did that combination come about?
Well, Silly Walks produced the song. They're from Germany. Big producer. And I met Silly Walks online on Facebook, you know. And them say EXCO Levi, I like your sound. I want to do some work with you. And they flew to Jamaica, you know, and met up with EXCO Levi at Penthouse. And they are the first one who brought me to Europe too, you know. And they do my booking across Europe. So big up Silly Walks, you know. Ollie and Josh, they are doing great, tremendous work for reggae music. And you know that they have Smile Jamaica and this rhythm. You have the Brighter Days rhythm with Busy Song. We just returned from Zimbabwe and Malawi, and it's a big song. You know, Jana Sleep. So big up Silly Walks them, you know. Always putting out a good project, you know.
Yes.
They don't know.
Yes. Okay, we left off with you linking up with Penthouse in Jamaica.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Who made that link for you?
Well, that link, the OMG rhythm, I wrote a song for Coppercat with his Richie Stevens' son. You know, he was killed in a tragic
R.I.P.
Yes. Yeah, R.I.P. May his soul rest in peace. So they brought it to Jermaine, and Jermaine said, asked who wrote the song. And I said, you know, there's a youth from Canada, right? And Jermaine said, alright, bring him come. You know, and then I went to Penthouse, but I didn't want to record at Penthouse. I didn't want to. This is, as I said, this was my time now to make the first impression, and then I just record Bleaching Shot on the rhythm and send it, and him like it, and And the rest is history, you know. I mean, when Penthouse record, they're the one who produced the Countryman album. You know, and at Penthouse, that's where I met Busy and Romy and all those guys, you know. Yeah, man, good friend of mine.
Yes. I see the combinations flying around the internet. Sounds playing it around the world. We gonna get into some of them bigger combinations, but something that you just touched on that helped form the link with you and Penthouse Records was you writing for another artist.
Yes.
Was that something that you were sending songs out where people just recognized the talent and they linked you like?
No, you know, I've never written for an artist before. It's just me and Coppercat that I mentioned. I met Coppercat when Richie Stevens did his album release in Canada, and he was there. You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Esco, you know, say Jeremy never knew where they go out and go and write two songs for Germany already. They never liked them. Write something for me." And I remember on the plane, I met this song and I go to Jamaica and I meet up with him and I say, "I'll say, I'm gonna sing a song for him," and he said, "Jeremy, I love it." You know, and I can see it on him face, him feel a way because he know me an artist though. And him know say me write the song, he might make a up on the rhythm. But him never know if he asks Jeremy. He say, "You make him voice because Jeremy don't know me."
Oh.
So you take Richie Stevens after Jeremy say, "Inquire, who write Coppercat song?" Richie Stevens say, "No man, say you from Canada man. You can carry around man." And I saw the link making, and then, you know, it is so sad because Coppercat never get to hear that song played on the radio. And I remember he died and the rhythm released the month after. And then, you know, I mean, when I check VP CD, their annual CD, I believe it's called Reggae something, you know, my song was number 4 and his was number 5. That means the song that I wrote for him was that number 4 in the CD, and my song Bleaching Shop, which is my first song that known globally, was number 5, you know. So it's really hard-rending to know that, you know, it happened that way, but you don't know, it's just life, you know, what we're gonna do. Coppercat, rest in peace. I always remember him because of that, you know, because if I didn't wrote that song for him, I probably would just never get linked up with Penthouse.
I mean, it looked like it was meant to be.
It was meant to be that way, so
exactly.
Can't have my question it, we just give thanks, say, you know, I mean, sad, but, yeah man.
Big up Richie Stevens too.
Yes, man.
They got the big work record doing numbers out there, and if you don't know,
yeah man.
That's where the inspiration for that song came from. That's Richie Stevens.
Yes.
Now you did the Bleaching Shop, your first record on Penthouse label. What was the reaction when you touched back to Canada and worldwide?
Well, it is a June award-winning song. In 2012, my first June award-winning song. I mean, and that song set the precedent for me beating Silly Walks them too. You know, and different producers and radio personnel across the world and festival promoters because of that song. That is what set everything. And then 2013 now, Silly Walks and produce a song like Storms of Life, which is today is my biggest song in Europe, a song called Storms of Life.
We gonna get into that one in a minute. So, but on the ground in Toronto, I know there was artists who came before you. It's not coming to my mind right now, but we got some artists that made it out of Canada that did records that we know.
Yes,
New York
man.
International.
Remember Leroy Gibbons, you have people like Leroy Gibbons from Canada, you have people like Willie Williams. A lot of man now get tonight. Even
some younger artists. It's not coming to my mind.
Cardinal Official, yeah.
Okay, so you got your big record now. It's on the Penthouse label. What was the reaction? What was the feedback you were getting on the ground in Toronto?
It was great, you know. I mean, especially from radio. It was great. I can't complain. In terms of radio across Canada, I can't complain. I get my fair share of your time in Canada.
Okay. So now the song did good on the rhythm. What was the next move involving Mr. Levi and Penthouse label?
Well, I will just start recording. I've been recording this album, Countryman album, from them time over 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I just been recording song for them. So in choosing the Countryman album, it was easy because I have a lot of songs that I recorded for Penthouse.
The entire album was produced by Penthouse?
Yeah, I believe one song on it, which is Storms of Life. I couldn't leave out that song. It's produced by Silly Wax, you know, and that song is a youth song in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
What is it? Who made the decision between you and the label that you were gonna do a full album?
Repeat?
Who made the decision? You were voicing on rhythms before,
Yes.
with the label.
Yeah.
Who made the decision that you were gonna move forward and record a full album?
Well, you know, we always have it in mind for because you know what I mean, they're the producers of past time that is present now. They believe in have a single, promote the single, then put out an album. When you put an album, you tour your album. That's, you know, music kind of different these days. Man, the single. But even in the rap industry or in the pop industry, they call an album a song, a project, like a song. You know, like they would say, yeah, man, we have a project called a record. They call it that's it. They call it a record. The album. So even if you have 10 million songs, it's an album. They call it a record. I just put up a record last week with 10 songs. So you know, I know that it would reach to that. We will be putting out my full-length album, and the time is right because I received a distribution deal from Warner Music Canada, which was major for me. So I said, alright, this is the time. This is the time because I have a lot of single out. People used to just hear one song here for EXCO LEVI, one song here for EXCO LEVI, and then when I go out sometimes some people say, EXCO, give me a CD, no man. And if you have hook up some, now you have a project, like a album. Yes, countryman and woman can listen to EXCO LEVI's story from start to finish.
And that, once again, for the listeners, that's the Countryman album.
Yes, man.
That's also available now on all digital platforms, iTunes, Amazon.
Yeah, it's at VP too.
VP Records. Shout out to VP Records. Me and German was out there this weekend doing some groundwork, so shout out to VP Records.
Album is there too.
Okay. Now, the feel of that album, the Countryman album, is what? What when the listeners go out, they pick up that album, what is the sense they're gonna get from the artist EXCO LEVI?
Well, the sense is who EXCO LEVI is. You have some people, they change along the way, you know. I mean, more fame come and more things come, them change. And, you know, I mean, like for instance, you see some people in Kingston, in Foreign, they say, where you from? I'm from Kingston. And, you know, I mean, big up all Kingstonian. I could never do an album like that name, something like that, because I was born in country. And when I listen to Bob Marley and them records and Peter Tosh records, when Bob Marley said cold ground was my bed last night, and a rock was my pillow, it was true. You understand? And so I just think that my album should be about me. You know, so basically the Countryman album is about me. You know, I was born in the bush. We used the lampshade. You know, the type of thing we used to use in drinks box to make soccer ball. We used to, that's how we grew up. We used to chop down tree and make our own bat. Things like that, you understand? So that is what the album is all about. So listen to the album for a person who's not familiar with country life. This, I don't make them hear. Because most of the response that I get from this album is from people from the country. Because someone live it, you know. So when I read this station, I'm going to call in and say, why EXCO? I'm missing a song about it, you know. Remember having one suit, you know. One suit, you know. I have one Sunday best, mama call it. They don't put on that suit until Sunday morning. And you don't put on that shoes until Sunday morning. So this is what the album is all about. Me. How me grew up, going to school. No shoes. Beating at the desk. Singing all, you know, spiritual songs with friends. So this is what the album is all about. From start to finish.
Okay, in case the listeners are not familiar, you gotta be living under a rock if you don't know who the artist is at this point in time, but in case you're not familiar with him, you are a Rastafarian.
Yes.
When did you begin that journey?
Well, the journey to Rastafarian, as Bob would say, we were born a Ras, but we search until we realize that, because listen, you are what you are when you're born, from birth. You understand? But it does take time for some people to really recognize who he is. Because I always different. I always we used to go to church. My grandfather is a pastor. We used to go to church. We just always know there is something different about I and I, you know? I mean, so I guess I just find myself, you know, started to listen to Sizzler, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, start to read Marcus Garvey's them story, and you know, and then it just fall into place. But you are what you are, you know. So I think I was born a rascal. I never had no locks for my head, but the locks will start growing out.
Sure.
Yes, man. So that's it.
Okay. Well, the name of the album, Country.
Yes.
We got a lot of music in the studio. I don't know what time frame we're working on, but I'm trying to squeeze out as much records as possible for the listeners to actually get in tune with this talent. Mr. EXCO LEVI. Sniper, you got something else you gonna play for me? Play anything. Everything sound good. Just play anything.
May I play one of my favorite them?
Yes.
Happens to be a remix featuring Jamali.
Oh.
One named El Shaddai.
Yes, man. Good talent.
TGM Radio, EXCO LEVI.
See you. Your future depends on what you do today. Never let the literacy take it away. So get it in your head. You hear what I said. Education alone can save us. Knowledge today. Open up the way. Keep working hard and stay focused. I said get it in your head. You hear what I said. Education alone can save us now. Knowledge today that can open up the way. Keep working hard and stay focused. Yeah.
Yo, you can't do me that. You can't do me that. That's cool. You can't do me that. Man. We got a little segment that we save for the end of the program.
Cool, man.
Where we gonna let you exercise your vocals.
Cool, man.
You way ahead of me, man.
Cool,
It's like,
man.
yeah, okay. But this is what happens when you got international artists who are used to doing these interviews.
For real.
Exactly. Okay. Now we just played 2 songs, 2 big combinations. The first one was a remix. The second one featuring one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, Romain. We look at that, no?
Yeah. Okay. Tell us a little bit about those 2 records. And by the way, they both available now. You can cop them online. Go to iTunes, any digital distributing platform, Amazon, a couple others out there. Whichever one you use, go and check it out. Mr. EXCO LEVI. Get those records.
Yes, so the first combination with Jamal, when I went to Penthouse, I tell Jermaine that my favorite Penthouse song of all time is El Shaddai. He was like he can't believe. And I said, yes, because I remember my grandfather is a pastor. I used to know the back room every day, and I listened to K.L.C.S, turn on the radio. And when the song was just released, just the feel. Because I grew up mainly on gospel music, because I grew up in church. You know, but when I hear El Shaddai, you know, it brings, you know, a vibe. El Shaddai is really a big song, man. You know what I mean? Big up Jamal, really. So when I go to Penthouse, I'm in Germany. It's my favorite song. You can't believe with all of the berries, all of the budget, I love everyone. It's my favorite song is El Shaddai because it feel, you know. I mean, you know what I mean. We love the Almighty, and hearing a song like that, it's really a joy. I remember as a youth listening to it too. So every time I hear that song, the same feeling I get now. Like what I used to get then, as a youth, hearing that song the first time on the radio.
For the listeners who would not know, what is the meaning of that word?
Well, El Shaddai talk about the Almighty. You know, El Shaddai, hear my cry, you know? Okay. The omnipotent one. You know, hear my cry. You know, that must say El Shaddai, hear my cry. Here I and I, like a child.
It's self-explanatory.
You understand? So, I mean, you know, so when I did the album, Jeremy said, alright, EXCO. You like El Shaddai, and we can remix it to your album.
And how did Jamali get on?
I never met Jamali before. But after that, I realized that Jamali is from Clarendon. Neighboring community where my dad from, but I never met him before. When they spent those records, they have everything there, they have a whole file. So it's a joy for me to even sing on that record. I've never met Jamali before. Okay. But we met spiritually. You know? Through this song. It's a really good, I love that song. El Shaddai.
Wicked tune.
Yeah, wicked tune. So you know what I mean? You know, the next song which is Get It In Your Head, Romeo and Virgo, you know, Penthouse artists likewise, we're there and you know, the rhythm I play.
You gotta tell us about that record. How did that, because that record got a feel to that both artists is flowing together. How did that record come about?
Well, it's just before my answer, like I said, it's so sad, This is a song like that. you know what I mean, and I believe this. I mean, this is the third time I ever heard it played. Like on a radio station, like over here now. And one time I listen to back my album, I listen to a song like this, and I say, man, I mean, it's sad if you have a song like this. You hear enough things in the song, you know. Enough, there's a whole thing I say in the song, you know, and we do it line for line. Because, I mean, combination, a man expect a man sing 8 bar, the next artist coming to me, say, Romain, we do it line for line. You know? And it come off, and anybody song on the album. Yeah man, so we're in the studio and the rhythm I play. Romain come up with the first line. Get it in your head, you hear what I said. Education alone can save us. And I said, knowledge today, knowledge today that can open up the way. Keep working hard and stay focused. You know, Romain on the high pitch. Get it in your head, you hear what I said. Education alone can save us now. Knowledge today that can open up the way. Keep working hard and stay focused. Romain, youths in universities, don't care where it is, work hard and achieve your goal. Listen, mind resurrection, future preparation, stand strong and achieve your goal. You know what Romain say? Read, youth, read everything till you can't read no more. Me say, your future depends on what you do today. Never let the literacy take it away, cause education elevates the nation and set the pace for the next generation. And some
big tune.
Big got tune that I never hear. You know?
You know what I'm gonna say to you now? It's not that you didn't hear it, your ears didn't hear it, but you can't have all these internet radio apps on your phone and stuff. Cause I heard it enough.
You hear it?
Yeah. So I'ma just let you know that now. But the songwriting process for that tune, it's so wicked how it came together. I gotta ask you a couple more questions about the songwriting process. Did you guys actually sit down together and write it, or did one of you write the song?
No, we just in the studio, man, and just fluent. Him sing a line, and we say, okay, meanwhile I sing theme line, I say, alright. I say that and I match it in line for line, right you.
Okay, beautiful. The song came together real lovely, like you said, one of the wickedest songs on the album.
Yeah man, mystical.
Okay. Now, with combinations like that under your belt and people hearing them, even though you say you wasn't hearing it on the radio, promoters are hearing them. So I know those tour dates started rolling in.
Yeah.
You're under the Penthouse wing. You're signed to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers? Distribution in Canada.
Yeah.
So I know you got a machine behind you. Let's talk about some of the places you've been as an artist touring and some of the experiences that you've gained.
Well, the place I've been, I mean, Europe, I don't remember how much place in Europe I've been. Especially in Germany. I've been like probably around 15 different places in Germany. I've been to Munich, Mannheim, Memmingen. Too much place in Germany. I've been to Portugal, I've been to Barcelona, we have some places that stand out in my mind. Like I can remember them vivid. Places like Czech Republic. Because the look at the city of Prague. You know, it was really a joy to go to the place there and say, you know, I've been to Dubai. You know, I've been to where again? I've been to in Europe. I just never gone to France side.
Okay.
But I've been to Italy. You know, as I said, I've been to Barcelona.
Some of the festivals that you performed on in Europe.
Yes, I performed Rotterdam Reggae Festival in Spain. I performed on Reggae Jam in Germany. I performed on Vic Festival. I performed on Reggae Giel in Belgium. You know, all of them.
Okay.
I remember some of them.
Europe. Have you been to Africa?
Yeah, I just returned from Africa around 2.5 months ago. We're busy. We've been to Zimbabwe and Malawi. And this African trip now is really an eye-opener for me. Because, you know, as I hear about Africa, you know, I mean, when I watch TV and hear them talk about Africa and see what them say about Africa, and I say, alright, Africa. But when we go to Africa, Zimbabwe, I would live in Africa right now. Okay,
tell us why. What was the difference from what you learned on TV and what you learned in your actual
I'm just telling about where I've been, you know.
Yes.
I just been to 2 places in Africa. 3 places. In South Africa, Zimbabwe and Malawi. I want to live in South Africa. More than one reason. it don't look like, it look more of English, America, like the airport look, like, you know? And in Zimbabwe it's way different. Everything is black dominant, you know? I mean, we live in Canada and England, America. We don't used to see that. We used to see that somebody of different race own the corner store, own the car dealership. You understand? People, you know, our race.
Yes.
We work with people of different race in most senses here in the West, right?
Yes.
I mean, so in Zimbabwe it was totally different. You understand that the financial company is owned by a person look like you. It was like the hotel we stayed in, one of the biggest hotel down there, is owned by a man who look like you, and I never, even in Jamaica. I mean, out in the front, so the big supermarket everybody buy food from is owned by Arthur Chinfat.
Exactly.
You understand what I want? So,
Exactly.
so the major thing that we do use, that we need, that is owned by people of different race. So it was a maze to me to see Bentley, Benz, you name it, owned by a person of my color and a person who is me, you know. So that's a joy, and I swear I have to bring my kids them. I don't know if the Almighty allow me to live that long to bring my kids them to see that we as black people we actually, you know, have our own kingdom. I mean, in the airport, our movement, everything is good.
It's beautiful to even
It's beautiful.
say that.
Yeah, it's just beautiful, like, because as we live here in the West, even Jamaica, as I mentioned, the resort, the airplane, most of those things are owned by people of different race, you know? I mean, and not all of them, but most, we go up and know that. So it was a joy to go to Africa and see that, you know? We run the festival, you know? I mean, everything, so it's a joy.
Okay, now you this is Africa we're talking about. You went on tour recently with Busy Signal. You
Yes.
said, Sniper. You got that record loaded up. We got tons of records in the studio. This is another big combination.
We should have this now.
EXCO LEVI featuring Busy Signal. Find that one. I know
We
you got
can even
it.
one them. It's a big tune, you know? And that tune is produced from a guy from Boston.
Big tunes, big
Yeah.
combinations.
And Welcome King is produced by a guy from New York, K.L.S. Records.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, man.
Yes.
And that song is a big song, you know. Welcome King, you know.
You're moving around.
Yeah.
You're moving around.
Yeah, man.
Sniper.
Yes, sir.
Itchin'. You got it ready for me?
Yes.
Another big combination, TGM Radio, King Line Caribbean Showcase. Mr. EXCO LEVI featuring Busy
Yes.
Signal. Check it.
East EXCO.
Culture as well. I heard through the grapevine that you are interested in building a sound system.
Yes, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Now, in 2016, when you say you're building a sound system, most dudes is just getting a laptop and cutting ducklings.
Yes.
You are actively building a physical sound system.
Well, that will fall in place after. You know, music evolving and changing nowadays, you know. You just get a laptop, you get a sound device, a dub plate, them and all that. And then, you know, I mean, the physical part of the sound system getting boxed and all that will fall into place after. Yeah, man, but that is definitely the pipeline for me.
Okay.
Yeah, man.